Hello, I'm Charlie McKee for Electrolux. And this is an America that used to be. A time when companies brought vacuum cleaners to your home because that's the best place to judge a vacuum. Today, few companies do that. But Electrolux still does, because your home is still the best place to see why Electrolux is better. So open your door to Electrolux. Electrolux, your home is the best place to see why we're better.
Right from the moment. Here's where it all started. The history will blow you away. Right from the arts, the symphony, the ballet. There's a lot to fit in. Right from the legend.
Are you the legend? Nah, he's the legend.
Hey, I'm just marvelous.
Right from the heart.
To be part of Boston's exciting new spirit, just call 1-800-858-0200.
It'll cheer you right up.
Boston is right from the start.
Read about tennis tots, political posters, and the mini-series Shogun, all in the new issue of TV Guide magazine.
The Jordan Marsh Super Sale is on.
Super!
This is the place for spectacular store-wide savings.
Super!
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday only. Save 25 to 50% on selected fashions, accessories, housewares, and more.
Super!
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. 3 days of sizzling savings of 25 to 50%. The Super Sale at Jordan Marsh is on.
This is the place, Jordan Marsh.
Tap Cola, what a beautiful drink. Tap Cola, for beautiful people. Tap Cola, you're beautiful to me. Real cola tastes just 1 calorie. Tap Cola, what a beautiful drink. Tap Cola, for beautiful people. Tap Cola, it's beautiful to be so good and sugar-free. Tap.
This week, Sears teams up velour and corduroy for a sporty look at a winning price. First, corduroy pants, a super value at only $8.99. The Fit Super, too, and you save $5. Snuggle into a rich velour top for just $12.99. The luxury of velour in a soft knit blend. And you save $5. The pants in assorted colors, the tops in crew V and boat neck. Hurry! This sale ends Saturday at Sears, where America shops for value.
Kodak introduces the extraordinary Kodamatic Trim Print Instant Color Film. Unlike the ordinary instant print, the extraordinary trim print lets you lift off the image to capture the color just the way you like it. And now look how slim I am. I slip easily into places the ordinary bulky instant doesn't fit. So you can keep me in style here in your album with your regular pictures. You can trim me. Watch it. And I'm so thin you can put me where you couldn't put an ordinary instant picture. You can show me off. You can do all kinds of things with me that you can't do with an ordinary instant picture. Here I am, with the new Kodamatic Trim Print Instant Color Film.
Anyone can do extraordinary things, but he didn't tell you trim print is only for Kodamatic instant cameras.
You didn't tell him it's only from Kodak.
What?
You didn't tell him it was only from Kodak.
Extraordinary.
Thank you.
Trim Print, the extraordinary new instant color film from Kodak.
Get that do it up feeling, do it up.
Two great names in jeans do it up in style. With an exciting fall collection of denim and corduroy jeans in a rainbow of colors, Gloria Vanderbilt by Merjani and The Gap bring you the fit that stops traffic wherever you go.
Fall into the Gap.
Have a Gloria Vanderbilt fit at The Gap.
Jordache has the fit that's right. The Jordache look. The Jordache look.
If we lived in a world where all women were the same, they'd need only one shampoo. Clairol introduces 7 shampoos for the real world, where all women are different. Clairol Essence shampoos, each with its own natural botanical. Aloe Essence for extra body. Chamomile Essence for beautiful highlights. Ginseng Essence for conditioning. 7 Clairol Essence shampoos that make your difference beautiful. Clairol Essence shampoos.
When that sun breaks out, lift up your head and shout, it's gonna be a great day.
Kellogg's waits for you, that spirit comes shining through, promising you a great day. How could you think of starting this bright new morning without your K-double-L? Oh, it's double good with Kellogg's, you'll have a great day.
Kellogg's has been making great days for more people for more years with more cereals than anyone. Corn Flakes, Rice Krispies, Frosted Flakes, Product 19. Trust your mornings to Kellogg's.
Very best part of starting your bright new morning is Kellogg's way. It's not far away. Kellogg's will help you say there's gonna be a great, we're gonna see a great, it's gonna be a great day.
What are you, fucking commie? Huh?
No, I ain't no commie.
Oh, you better not be. I don't want no commies in my car. No Christians either.
Oh my God. What's up, cyberspace cadet, cyber fan, fanboys everywhere, cyber prostate? It's Friday night. You know what that means? That means I'm a dumbass and I'm muting myself. That's right. But I didn't want to take the time to share with everybody. I found out that a week ago tonight, I lost a good friend of the channel and a good friend to me as a person. Dangerous Freedom passed away. If you've been around like I have, I know I boomered it, y'all. Everybody knows who Dangerous Freedom is, man. He's a great guy. He's been on the Creem Streem a ton. I mean, back when we were like, you know, it was a lot less structured, and you know, it was more. It was crazier, and he helped make some for some fun shows. And last time I talked to him, man, we were just hanging out talking, you know, and you know, it's like life was kicking him in the ass because of this fucking coop shit. And that's all I'm going to say about that. You know, lockdowns have consequences, people. And so anyway, with that really cheerful shit out of the way, I want to say hey to everybody here. All right, we got in his house tonight, one and only is for ASHERELLA.
Evening. I'm really sorry for your loss. Like, I didn't know him personally, but yeah, I'm really sorry.
Oh, Boo knows who he is for sure. I guarantee you that. What about you, Becca?
Hey guys, it's a lame week. It's really boring. Nothing happened. I earned some money. That's about it.
Who's getting F's? All right, so because I'm seeing it.
I think F for freedom.
For the law.
F is for freedom.
F for freedom, yes. Yeah, exactly, people. Yeah, keep loading that shit up. F for freedom. My bad. I fucking am a retard, you know?
Well, usually it means your stream went down. So
Yeah, or, you know, I'm fucking muted. But he would have thought that was funny as shit. So, yeah. Yeah. So, I just found out today, and it kind of, you know, it's like, I don't know, man. It just reminds me of how fragile we really are as people. But anyway, there's plenty of shit to get, like, you know, black-pilled about and real happy. So, but we got some stuff to talk about. Sinister Charlie is our guest from Sunday. I don't know why I didn't put his name in the fucking title, because it says special guest and it was blank. And I'm going, what the fuck? I thought I put it in there, man. I was.
That's okay. Don't worry.
No interjection needed, right?
Yeah, but hello, boys and ghouls. Sorry for your loss, man. That sucks.
Indeed. Well, I appreciate it, man. I just, you know, it just like, you know, sometimes, you know, it really hits me, you know, the finite nature of our existence. And I'm, Roasted, how was your week, bro?
Oh, just peachy. Started out that new job this week. Got all sorts of wonderful, cool vibes from it. Really enjoyed it, but I've also got a little bit of hate.
Ooh. I'm so excited for hate tonight. Oh my gosh.
And Trippy, how was your week?
That's going good. Been doing my thing over on my channel and all that good shit. Yeah. Sorry to hear about freedom. Like I had said before, I didn't really know him either.
But you knew of him, didn't you?
I think the name rang a bell.
Yeah, freedom.
So
well, that's where that comes from.
Around.
You know, yeah, when AP and Gasly sing that freedom. So,
but Hank is for freedom. You know.
Yeah, and Gasly may be doing something, I don't know for sure. So anyway, but he was, you know, he was tight with those guys and with dual wield. It's good people. All right.
Chigon's fashionably late.
Chigwan.
Fashionably late.
Hi.
Chigon's on that colored people time, y'all.
I made it.
What? Sir.
What'd you call me?
Sir.
Sorry.
Sir.
I call it Greek time.
I call it
I
that.
hadn't said colored people time in a long time.
Listen to the flower people. Yeah,
my
all
fault, guys. I'm sorry.
flowers are colorful. So
it's called people of color time now.
No, I mean, no joke. I was in like a work like thing where we were discussing like different like cultures, and they totally were talking about how there's a different time for some people. Sorry.
Yeah.
Is that the anti-racism group?
It was something like that. It wasn't that group. It was way before that. But the speaker was black. The woman that was doing the. What is it called? It's not like.
How black was she?
Man.
I'm not even going there. Disavow.
No, you're not allowed to disavow.
Disavow. Disavow.
Yeah.
Well, how was your week though, Shigan?
It's pretty black.
Tell us real quick how your week was.
God, it's like every time you ask me that, I'm like, oh, where am I? What? Time doesn't matter anymore. I just like take everything day to day, which, I mean, that can be a good thing or a bad thing, but sometimes it almost feels like a good thing, you know? It's like I'm not sitting there waiting for something to happen. It's just like everything is all the time so much. I just can't. I don't know. That's me right now, okay? That's my week.
Shigan just happy that she's not a mobile milk bar at the moment.
She's a tip ATM, okay? It's her job.
That's a classic. You know?
Hey, that is a hard job, you guys. It's not, no joke.
Tit ATM,
No joke.
I would imagine.
Beard's jealous. Sorry.
Well, you know, that kind of happens anyway, so, you know, but that baby, the baby.
Just remind Beard that the longer that your daughter breastfeeds, the more she's going to help you get back your pre-birth figure.
Yep.
You
Oh,
probably
really?
are already.
Oh
like,
yeah. Oh yeah. It helps your.
You burn a lot of
uterus-
calories, I hear.
Oh my god. I
your
don't even,
uterus
I'm not
shrink
eating
back
enough.
Down to
Speaking
the
of.
proper size. It helps you lose all that extra weight that you put on. That's
I
why
didn't.
your body put it on.
But
yeah,
yeah.
The more you breastfeed, the better it is for her, and the better it is for you.
Indeed.
You know
So
the
it's
reason?
like free quote, except for my time and effort, you know, but
The reason that I know that like breastfeeding burns a lot of calories is because years ago I was like homesick, and for whatever reason I was watching like Desperate Housewives on like Lifetime or something, and like I don't know why I ended up laying on the couch all day and watching this, and I never really watched it before, but there was an episode where this woman was still breastfeeding her like 4-year-old, and she was like, I don't want to stop. She's like, it's like having 2 treadmills strapped to my chest.
funny.
The only
Oh
reason
my
she
God.
kept breastfeeding her kid is so she could like eat like junk food and stuff like that.
Wow, that is like the weirdest like argument for that I've heard. But it's like actually the one that makes the most sense. But I mean, I would never do that. That is so
Oh
weird.
yeah, I think like once
Super
kids
weird.
get past a
That's
certain
very,
age, yeah.
It's a very American thing, I think. Possibly.
Is
I
it?
don't know.
I don't.
It's like
I don't know.
It's always like the new agey like health folks that like breastfeed till it's like awkward, you know, like where the kid is
See,
so
like
old, it's,
when
like,
they start
makes people
having
uncomfortable.
memories, I don't really want her to have that memory. 'Cause,
Mhm.
I mean, and imagine if I like had a
Memory?
little boy.
You
I
don't
mean,
want her to have a memory? Is that what you just said?
no,
Doesn't
a
want her to
memory.
have a memory.
Oh,
like
memory,
a memory, yeah, a
Yeah,
memory of her
memory.
being breastfed.
Like I don't want my kid. Like God. Okay, like
Nothing like having a
Oh.
5-year-old walk around sing-songing, I know what my mom's tit looks like. I know what mom's tit looks like.
Oh my
Jesus
gosh,
Christ.
did that happen?
I've seen it. Of course, the kid was also still wearing diapers and couldn't go to kindergarten because he wasn't potty trained yet.
Oh my gosh, how do you
Oh,
not- I
no.
don't know. Like I have all these opinions. I have no kids, you know what I mean? It's easy for me to like have an opinion cuz like you know, I don't know, not there, never like experienced it, but like come on, 5 years old and not potty trained. Like you see the kids
Oh
that are
my
like 5 and
God.
6 and they still have a pacifier and they're getting butt
Is that like that's where those weird people get those weird fetishes, like those baby fetishes where they wear
Ugh.
diapers and shit and want people to take care of them when they're like
Oh my god.
adults?
How the hell did we go down this road where we're talking about
I'm s-
adult babies?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
No, that's kind
I don't even know if Becca knows I rate. Remember all them streams I did about adult baby
That
diaper
baby
lovers?
deal, yeah. Well, we did some Creem Streem stuff with that shit too.
Oh my
know
god.
that chick?
Holy hell.
That Beard said in the Twitch chat.
Whoa, Sixers tells coming in with a dono.
Sweet. Thank you for
shit.
$13.26 super chat saying greetings and hello there. Why, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we want to let you turn on the cleansing flames of the archangels, as we say, and blast that shit. And
Sixers has a channel. He's got one of those like
demon tranny disappear.
Pop it on, listen to him. He'll help you chill in the day. He's got one of those kind of voices.
Yeah, you just sit around and talks, man.
He's good at it.
Good.
ASMR.
I'll check it.
Not necessarily ASMR, but more like he talks about shit. What is it? It's like fanfic, I think. He just reads stuff, and it works. I played through one of his videos almost all the way on one of my shows.
Yeah, I had some ASMR channel pick up one of my videos, and they're like, "Hey, can we put this on our channel?" I was like, "Yeah, okay." That was kind of weird.
Just link it in the description, please.
No, well, you don't have to. It's not. It's.
No, they
it's
copy
just me. Well, they did. They asked me though first. I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's cool. I don't give a shit." But it was like it's like a 5-year-old video, and it had like 140,000 views, and I never understood why, because it was me talking about working for the post office for 3 years, and I was like,
wow,
all right, that's really weird, man.
Okay, speaking of
the comments were weird. Sorry.
Harley's timeout says $6.63 super chat. Oh, it's British. Okay, I get it. All right, thank you very much, Harley.
It's euros.
Pounds.
Yeah.
She gave me. Is that a sticker? Is that Bravo?
Yeah.
Bravo. Thank you, darling. I feel awesome. Makes me feel good.
That's a dog cat fox sticker.
Yeah.
Dog
cat fox.
I have a dog cat fox.
Hmm.
A
Is
fox.
it in a cage?
Yes, obviously.
Just making sure.
All right, let's take a minute and say hey to Willie Cogley, Nostradamus, Zuka. What up? FTW Neil, always in the chat with JJ Lynn, Mirrored Menace, Divine Petulance, fantastic. Of course, ASHERELLA and BECCA are in two places at the same time. It's still fucking with me. Philip Daniel, I saw that offer and I appreciate that, sir. And I probably will use it on my ice cream show. Let's see. Bubani, of course. Hey, man. Ryan Walters. Did I say you earlier? Did I say your name earlier? I don't know.
Say it twice.
Ryan Walters. Okay, it's okay to say it. Madness, what's up? I'm just making sure. Oh, Aircraft Sparky. Hey, man. He was filling me in on Freedom's thing today. And Sixer Tales, welcome aboard. Harley's Timeout, always welcome in my chat. Good people for a good time. And Amy, Hattie, I saw you in there earlier. And let's see, who am I missing? I'm missing somebody. Mirrored Manus, I said that, didn't I?
Ed.
Evil Dead Ed, that's who it is. Hey, man. Yeah. We heard you and Pinoid have synchronized ovaries. And now
oh my,
are having babies at the same time now.
Hold on.
Oh wow!
Oh, dude, they can totally race and see which one of their kids gets to learn to read first.
Oh, I love it. There's so many great babies, like great parents having babies that I like online people we know, kind of.
It's a thing,
Does
man.
Pinoid have a kid that can read yet?
No clue. I mean,
I don't know, man.
Ash, I've been trying. It's really hard to get a sock pregnant.
Nice.
He's got a homunculus going.
Damn it, Trippy.
Yes.
Get your homunculus pregnant.
Just drinking my coffee when you said that.
Yes,
you owe her a keyboard, dude.
Everybody knows you can't get a homunculus pregnant.
I know. I was like,
Nope, you can't fault me for
They're
trying.
born sterile. I get it. That's right. I forgot about that.
Trippy's been trying to get his girlfriend pregnant, but she keeps on deflating.
Yes.
Oh,
That's what happened to my air mattress.
We gotta start a GoFundMe.
Is that why your air mattress
those,
deflated?
Mm-hmm.
Those life dolls, like the life
No.
Wait, talk about air mattresses. Did I tell you guys about that? Like, my ex and me slept on an air mattress together one time. It only happened one time. It only happened one time because when we woke up, I was like way up in the air and she was flat on the floor.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
heard this story.
Maybe you should spend more than $20
That's
on an air mattress.
hilarious.
It was rated to 600 pounds. It's not my fault.
No, they just will
Holy
lose.
Chrissy.
I can attest to this because when we moved into this house, we lived on an air mattress for a while, and it
Slept
just
on an air mattress for a while.
it just started deflating, and we would be
It only
like,
took
okay, my
one
butt's
night.
on the floor now. Time to inflate it again.
She was like,
But
I hate this fucking
if
bed.
you're-
I feel like I'm
If
laying
you're
on the
like,
floor.
if you weigh a lot more, that'd be you could have like done the thing, you know, when you do on like a trampoline, you know, where you get the right like bounce and just
Doink,
make her
doink.
fly.
I did it to my cat once. 'Cause I was-
How do we
Double
go from
bounce.
doing a sock to doing an air mattress to doing a trampoline?
Mm.
It's way
That's
early in the show for that.
I don't think you can get a trampoline pregnant either.
I don't know.
Can't fault me for trying.
You'd be surprised.
I don't know. Maybe edibles have something to do with it. I don't know. I don't know.
Ay.
I have a tramp kid. All right.
Hey.
Tramp babies.
wow.
You guys are weird.
You always start it though. You
We're
always
weird.
start the weird conversation.
Yeah, I do.
We're gonna start calling you
just go with
Saki.
it.
Well, we got 26 people watching now, so it was a good thing. See?
Fuck yeah. You know it's
We
right.
win.
Well, all right, so this is time where I guess we go ahead and start the 2 minutes of hate.
Woo!
Yes, per tradition. Here, beginning with A for Asherella. You ready?
Okay. Yes,
Ryan,
I have been ready
Go.
for my 2 minutes of hate for the past couple of days. Okay, so as y'all know, I have this little YouTube channel, right? Original Asherella. And last Sunday, I uploaded a video. And okay, I'm a huge Cobra Kai fan. The new season of Cobra Kai came out. I binged the season, and I just did it's like a 30-minute long reaction video where I just talk about like all my thoughts on the new season. So I upload the video, whatever. The next morning, I check it, and I'm like, it has 2K views, and I'm like, what? Because my best videos get 100 or 2 in the first 24 hours, you know? So the day goes by. That was Monday. By late Monday night, early Tuesday morning, I'm up to 4.2K views on this
Damn.
video. Yeah, 4.2K views.
That's great.
And then later on in Tuesday, YouTube they knocked my views down to 3.8K. And since then, I have gained 200 some subs in the past few days, 200 plus subs, but I am still under 4K views. And when I check the views on Social Blade, it has 5,000 some. And I'm just what the freak? I'm so aggravated because I've had a few videos, and I have other YouTube friends where, they've had a video do really good, and then for whatever reason it gets suppressed. And I just it's so frustrating because I am a tiny little channel. I need those views, you know what I mean? In order to grow, I don't need them to knock my view count down. And it's crazy because I was getting more subs in an hour than I was getting views on any videos in that same hour. And I'm just thinking how are people coming across my channel and subscribing but not watching or at least clicking on a video for 30 seconds, you know? It's bullshit, and I'm very frustrated by it because I've had more views than it's given me, and I just don't like it. And that's it, and I'm just so frustrated with it.
Oh my god, it lies so much.
I know.
I can see it live happening.
Mhm.
No? Oh.
I wish I would have screenshot it where it had 4.2K, and then it was literally a couple hours later, it was down to 3.8, maybe 3.6 or 3.8. It was one of those. And it's almost back up to 4K. But that was on Tuesday. It's Friday night. You know, like, why are they... I don't know. I don't understand. Like, it's just bullshit. I don't know. I think maybe I'm not, like, diverse enough for YouTube or something. But anyway.
I don't know,
can't
man.
Just be too quick anymore.
They act weird about this shit sometimes. I don't know. I don't. I'll try to help out and see what I can do. See if there's any maybe there's there's been these Russian bots hitting people's chats, right? And I noticed that some Russian something tried to get on my Twitter account. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah. Right. Well, I get a lot of like bot comments and things like that, and I always just delete them off. And like 4K views on like a video in like the first day is like insanely huge for me. It's like it was because Cobra Kai had just came out like 2 days ago. And I'm probably one of the first like review reaction videos that went up, since the new season has been out and since people are like finishing up the new season. So it was kind of like a strike while the iron is hot kind of thing. And I wasn't even thinking about that whenever I posted the video. I wasn't like, ooh, I want to like post about Cobra Kai right now because it's hot. But I did it after the last, like I love Cobra Kai and, I just make videos on the things that like I like, my channel doesn't really have one like consistent theme. It's just whatever is consuming my mind in the moment.
Well, I think it's pop culture is your thing.
Yeah. Well, and I do like Reddit stuff. I do music stuff. I do like, TV, movie stuff. It's just kind of whatever is consuming my heart and my mind. That's what I say my channel theme is.
I usually don't have problems with stuff that's older, but I guess the newer stuff, like if I wait a couple weeks, but these days, like even trailers for stuff, because I do some reaction shit, and that usually gets hit with copyright shit.
Well, I don't have any clips or anything in the. There's nothing copyright like claimed or anything on the video whatsoever. Nothing at all. And oh my god! I just clicked on that video, and it is down to 3,355 views now. Since like less than an hour ago, it was almost at 4K again.
That's impossible.
I know. Like, oh my god, I'm gonna get emotional about this. Why are they doing this?
Start taking give.
They're trying to agitate you.
Okay, YouTube no longer gives a fuck about actual creators. They are pushing mainstream.
They are alienating.
And anything to suppress and discourage you is a win for them.
Okay,
you can't take it personal.
But it makes me mad because it's like, how am I supposed to grow my channel if I'm getting like stomped down and suppressed like this? It's just like YouTube. I've done videos about this too, about how it's like alienating the type of creators that made the platform what it is, for like the verified channels and the big sub channels. It's like, how do they expect to get any more big sub channels?
I think this was probably the plan when Google bought YouTube back in the day. This was probably a long-term plan. It's like, well, we can get movie stars on here, we can get TV show stars, and we don't really need the smaller people anymore.
Well, all my videos go up on ODYSEE too, so, if anybody's on ODYSEE, I would really appreciate a follow and any views you want to give me.
Everyone follow ASHERELLA.
I dropped that link to that video in the channel because, oh my god, I cannot believe they just, like, knocked me 600 some views again. It's like, is 4K some kind of, like, algorithm number? Because it seems like that might be the case. It's like that triggers some kind of, like, metric or something like that. I don't know.
It triggers the quality views metric. Take a look. Next time you hit 4,000, take a look at your average watch time.
Right.
And then after they knock you, take a look at your average watch time again and see if your average watch goes up.
Okay. Because, I pay attention to that. And
that may help. They may be dumping out the 5-second views.
Right. And I get that. I totally get that. But my average watch time, the video is like 27 minutes long. And my average watch time is like 6 or 7 minutes, which is really good. It's better than most of my other like shorter videos.
All right, so let's move on to Becca. 2 minutes of hate.
Good 2 minutes.
Sorry, that was like 10 minutes. I apologize.
No, it was good. No, that's fine. It's fine, buddy.
I'm just razzing you.
I don't have any hate because my week has been so boring.
Okay.
That's good news,
I
right?
haven't left my house other than to take my daughter to work at 5:30 in the fucking morning. Oh, I could rage about that.
That's some good hate.
So my daughter has a 2010 Mazda 3 Sport. It broke down last week. We checked the battery. It acted like it wanted to turn over and then just started clicking. So, okay, battery. We checked it. We checked the terminals. We did all that shit. Alternator's good. Starter was bad. We replaced the starter. Now, it's acting like it's not getting gas. It's wanting to kind of turn over. I don't know. But anyway, so the guy that's working on it is like, oh, well, when we removed the battery, it kicked off the anti-theft little bullshit and it cut off the gas supply. I was like, that doesn't even make fucking sense. I've replaced this battery at least once. It was out for an hour, so it did not kick off the anti-theft.
They fucked something up.
Yeah, they did. So, or there's something else that's possibly wrong with it. I mean, my sister had this car sitting in her driveway for 1.5 years. And she gave it to my daughter for free. And all we had to do was change batteries, put new tires on it, and drive it from her state down here. But anyway, so I called the dealership. And I was like, so this is the situation. And he was like, okay, to reset the anti-theft, you have to use the key fob. Well, her key fobs haven't worked in like 6 years. So I was like, okay, well, I'll have to bring up the key fobs so you guys can fix them or replace them, which they're $160. And he was like, well, we're going to need the car too. I was like, so you want me to tow this fucking car up to the dealership just so you can pair the key fob to it? And he's like, actually, this doesn't sound like that's the issue because that doesn't make sense. Removing a battery doesn't kick it off. I was like, that's what I've been saying.
Hello?
But of course, I have small, smooth brain, girl brain. So the guy's, it's my ex-husband's friend who's working on it. So of course he's not going to listen to me because I'm just a dumb bitch. But anyway, so we're going through the motions. I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with this damn car. Tomorrow, I'm going up to his house and I'm going to tow the bitch myself because I'm getting tired of dealing with this bullshit. I'm tired of being a chauffeur at 5:30 in the fucking morning. Like half the time, I haven't even been to bed yet. And I have to start work at 8. So it's like, I'm done playing chauffeur. I just want the car fucking fixed. It's frustrating because the husband's not here to deal with it. He's our mechanic. And it's like, I just want to bring some necks. It's nobody's fault in particular, but I'm going to be really pissed if this dude fucked something else up on this car. Because Roots was saying he thought it was an electrical problem, which kind of makes sense because there's 2 electrical wires that runs to the starter, and he was having a hard time removing it off the old one. So I kept telling him, if you fuck this up, dude, I'm going to come for you because you're going to pay for this. And he was like, no, everything's good. Anyway, there's my 2 minutes.
Becca,
I'm done. Yes?
you said the key fobs haven't worked in 6 years?
Yeah,
Have you ever changed the batteries in the key fobs?
we have.
Okay, and they still don't
I don't
work?
think she's that
They
smooth
still,
brain.
yeah, they don't.
No,
They-
it's not a smooth brain thing. Some people just don't think about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
What's the battery?
That's true.
I've
What's
got
up, battery?
keyless. I've got a keyless car. You know,
Uh-huh.
where you just have to have the fob inside the car to drive.
Right.
And I've forgotten about changing the battery in the fob, and had to like walk down the side of the road and buy a replacement battery once because
There you go, man.
my fob did not work and my car would not start.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I-
true.
I
Did
tried
have a
not-
coworker, same kind of deal happened to him, and he has a master's degree, but that doesn't mean shit, really. But
Yeah, I've been
it
trying not
happens.
to overthink what the possible issue is. Like, stop thinking big issue, go small. Like, we triple checked all the fuses and electrical panels and all kinds of stuff. And the weird thing is the engine light, there's no dummy lights coming on to indicate that there is an issue. Which I find weird, but I don't know. It's a fucking Mazda. What are you gonna do? I'm going to go get the car tomorrow and tow it from this guy's house. I might even tow it straight to the freaking dealership and just be like, fix it. I don't care. But the problem is I'm making the girl pay for it. She's 18. It's her car. She's got to learn, hey, the ownership of a car comes with responsibilities, and sometimes responsibilities cost money. However, I'm going to have to front it because she's not making that much to really cover it. So I'm going to put her ass on a payment plan, which she's fine with. But she's like, Mom, this really sucks, because she made her first huge paycheck.
How old is she?
She's 18. So,
oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah, and
that's a responsible thing to teach her.
Right.
Yeah.
She's graduated high school. She has a full-time job. She's a kid. She got the car for free. So it's like all she had to do was transfer title, which was a couple $100. But
that's not bad. That's a good deal, man.
Dude, she's so stressed out about it because she made her first huge paycheck, and she's like, "All this is gonna go to the car." I was like, "That's life, chick. Here's life lesson number 6,000 for you." So, okay, now I'm really done. Sorry.
All right.
Yeah, but that'll also, like, encourage her to do like regular routine maintenance and stuff like that you don't realize how important it is until, you do have a car issue initially. And I know it's not anything to do with anything she did, but I know that, like, I was like, I don't know, check oil, like, whatever. And then first time my car broke down, it was so stressful. I was like, I don't want to go through this again. I'm going to do everything I can to, like, prevent anything like this from happening.
Yeah, she's good at the maintenance. She gets her oil changed almost every month because she puts so many miles on it going to work. And every time she gets the oil changed, she rotates tires. She makes sure they check
Holy
her
shit.
transmission fluid. Dude,
You're doing more than like 99% of this country.
Yeah, that's very, like, that's really good for an 18-year-old for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, listen to these girls
we try
talking
to
about
get her
cars.
do it.
God, what is this, some kind of chick talk?
It's almost like they know what they're talking about, guys. Jeez.
We can start doing the baby talk if you wish.
You know what?
Make
what's
it about
funny,
cars,
though?
though.
My mom knows more about my mom knows more about cars than I do. It's kind of weird.
I was at a gas station, like, a couple months ago, and I was putting oil in my car, and there was this dude in a truck beside me, and he's like, "You're checking your own oil?" And I was like, "Yeah." And, well, I was checking, and he said, I was like, "Yeah." And, and then I went in the gas station, I got a quart of oil, and I put it in, and he's like, "Wow," he's like, "that's impressive." And I'm like, it's like pouring oil into it. And I was like, no, I was like, that's ridiculous. Really? I was like, and I told him, I was like, oh, thanks, but it's really, like, not a big deal. Like, like, he was, I don't know, maybe that was just him trying to talk to me, but I'm like, it's checking oil, like, that's basic car maintenance. I don't know.
Checking your oil, huh? All right.
But I did
See you later.
In college that we got a flat tire, and he didn't know, like, I had to show him how to change a tire. He didn't know. And I mean, we were like 19, 20, something like that, like old enough to know how to change a tire.
You were changing tires in 1920? That's over 100 years ago.
Yes, I was. No, we were
that's
19 or 20.
Well, that's when women got the vote, let's be honest. Very empowered.
Indeed.
All right, we're gonna vote, change tires all at the same time.
You ready for your 2 weeks? I mean, 2 minutes. Your 2 weeks. Your 2 minutes of hey.
Sorry,
Shigon.
Sorry.
I have like a little hate, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
To change the subject, I think it's my turn.
I was gonna say, I don't know. Yeah.
It's been my turn for a while.
Get him. Get him.
All right, where are you? Oh, he's right. He's muted. It's okay. I'll just go. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of hate I can actually talk about because I'm not allowed to talk about it here. But my my sister told me that her husband went to the doctor just the other day, and this is in North Carolina, and no one was wearing masks in the doctor's office.
Yes.
The doctors weren't. No one was, and there was even a person that was like a little sick, like in the the lobby or whatever, and they weren't wearing a mask either. It's just like, and they live in like a smaller town in North Carolina, and I'm just like, that sounds like heaven.
See, if you and Beard want to relocate to North Carolina, I will help you find an apartment. Y'all can be my neighbor.
Oh my god. Like, they just decided to require masks, like a new mask mandate in Minnesota here in Minneapolis and St. Paul. So it's our twin cities here in Minnesota, the biggest, our capital and the biggest city. And I just really hope that we don't have to like follow suit where I am, because I don't want to do that, and I'm not gonna do it. Like, nope, I'm done with it.
Chigan, your accent would be such a novelty here. Like, people would love it.
What do you mean?
Just because, like, you don't get a lot of, like, Midwestern Minnesota accents around here. And, like, my accent, like, when I go, out of the South, people are like, oh my gosh, your accent. It would be like that for you here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like the way I talk is, like, a little... I do a little bit that...
It doesn't sound that Midwest. Like, oh, yeah? It doesn't sound like, geez, we gotta go get some fishing.
Don't you know?
Go fishing, get some halibut.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No, I don't.
No, I do not like that. I don't like that.
Wait a second. Shagon, how do you say tortillas?
Tortilla.
You go tortilla?
Tortilla?
No, tortilla. What? This is tortilla.
Down south, like, real
Jalapenos?
people will say, like, tortilla. Like, yeah, people with a southern, like, I think tortilla is kind of a southern thing. Tortilla.
Taco and tortilla.
I think they do it ironically, though. I think.
Some people do, but like a lot of people don't. Like, they really don't. I worked as a bartender. I know we talked about this, but I had this lady come into the bar one time, and she says, "Y'all make mojitos?" Like mojitos.
What?
Y'all make mojitos?
Y'all make mojitos?
Y'all make mojitos?
Make mojitos do what? Are your mojitos supposed to do tricks?
I can't. I'm trying to like. I'm trying to think of like. I don't know. Like, people make fun of me about it. I don't know.
Oh, I love it.
If
we just behind your back.
I don't know if it like.
Sixers, you're modded.
Does it come off like real strong or no, or sometimes?
No.
When you said no, it kind of.
Yeah,
I was going to say that too. Shut up, Charlie.
Oh,
Steal my lines.
I think it comes out when you guys get me like on this. Have you guys been watching Nick Rekieta? We've been like binge watching him lately. And Nick,
I was watching the Rittenhouse
Rekieta. He covered the Rittenhouse trial, and then he's been covering some of the Minnesota ones, like.
Well, the two things I watched from him was usually the Vic Mignogna stuff and the Rittenhouse stuff for obvious reasons.
Yeah. So
I subscribe, but I haven't watched much since the Rittenhouse trial ended.
He impersonates the Wisconsin like prosecutors and the defendants, and it's just so funny. He does this accent, it's this Midwestern, it's just like way over the top, and I'm so in love with it. It's like so funny. But anyway, I'm done. I'm sorry. That's enough hate. I guess my hate is like I can't talk about it. Like, okay, that's it.
Nobody will hear your accent if you stay away from Long O, Shigan.
Okay.
Okay, she says.
Okay there.
Well, you know, he's got a point. Hold on a second. Keep talking. All right, so Charlie, what about you? You got 2 minutes of hate? Something
Yeah,
that-
I can try. Some of it's going to be kind of political. I hope that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. You kind of went a little, you know. You're like,
Okay.
All right. It's not racial at all. Anyway, it's okay. So we our city council here in Tucson voted 5-4 to reinstitute mask mandates, but it's Arizona, and the governor, Ducey, who basically copied everything that Florida and Texas did, said we're not doing any more mask mandates. But here in Tucson, we have it's a lot of hippies and Democrats who come here and to this county, Pima County. So I went to the grocery store the other day, Fry's grocery store. And they put up a sign that says mask required, but everybody's going inside without masks on. And so I'm like, what the fuck is this? Why even put up the sign? Because nobody's paying attention.
Right.
It's not a law. I don't know why you're putting up the sign, other than to fucking try to belittle, and because even the workers there don't even have masks on. So I don't even know why you put up the sign. That pissed me off. And then the Ted Cruz shit recently, and even like from 2 weeks ago, where he's like, "Well, I got the vaccine and I'm great." It's like, suck a dick. Like, I don't know. I was getting really pissed off with all this shit. It's more big picture stuff as opposed to the small things, because my small things are going great. It's pretty good. That's pretty. I didn't even use. Did I use 2 minutes? That's
You
pretty much
closed
it.
at 59. 2.
You're like the only one that's done it right.
So
Yeah, I'm trying to fit everything into 2 minutes, because nothing else really pisses me off. The weather sucks here in Tucson right now. It should be hot. It should be warmer. It's getting down to like 30 degrees at night.
Just shut up.
Oh my
now.
god. It's like in the teens in North Carolina. In like colder
I know I
weather.
pissed you guys off.
How crazy you. Gosh, you shut up too.
What
it's
is
like,
your temperature
dude,
right now?
come on,
It's
bro.
been like, it was like 17 this morning, and the high today was like 30 here.
Yeah, it was
My-
negative 20 last night. So
ladies,
damn. Yeah, okay.
ladies, my 2 minutes isn't up. I'm still bitching about the 35-degree weather. All right.
All right, hold on now. Hold on. All right, I got 2 from Killing Joke. $20 super chat 2 minutes ago. I farted and killed a small dog.
that's like the best thing that's been said all night.
Indeed. And all right, he sent another 20 super chat. 5-4. Trippy smells like ham and Swiss. Old ham and Swiss.
Well, here's the thing about
Here's
the thing about ham and Swiss.
Oh, yeah, and
one
Charlie.
more. He just send another one. Jeez, dude.
Damn.
Love you, man. Love you too, bro. Right. It's good. It's great to get love on the show. Love me some
Charlie,
more.
I got one more. I got one more bitch. This is a small thing.
All right.
Anybody who doesn't eat roast beef and pepper jack is a communist, really, if you think about it.
I hear you.
Okay.
That's it.
It's 11
Pepper
degrees.
Jack.
Yes,
Pepper
ma'am.
jack cheese is the shit.
I like it too, dude. I love
I
hot
like
shit.
pepper jack a lot. Yeah, me too. I like spicy food. But I'm
Yeah,
not
dude.
vegetarian.
Can't
I
do
love
spice.
meat. I just don't eat it.
I had chili dogs with onions. But yeah,
Ooh,
Charlie,
chili dogs
it's
are
11 degrees here, you dick. 11.
It's not
11.
35. I'll tell you
Hey,
that much.
Chigon, tell
We got
Trippy
two. We got
to
two more
shut it.
people to finish with the 2 minutes, and then we need to move to the TV room.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
done.
we're like going way over here.
I'm done. I'm done.
You skip right over me. It's cool.
We're like a bunch of unruly middle schoolers with like a substitute teacher. Sorry.
It's
All
my
right,
turn. I have
Rapping.
hate.
No.
Man, all right, here we go. All right, Roasted, you ready?
Hey, Eddie.
Go, buddy.
All right, folks, listen up real carefully. If somebody provides some help, offers some help, don't hate on them. Don't be rude to them. Don't act like they are asking you for something horribly complex just because they're asking you to do one simple thing. Take, for example, say a college or university. If you've got some problems with your academic performance and they say, okay, we need you to take this extra course, just sign up for the extra course. If there's a form that you've got to fill out, just fill out the form. Don't piss and moan about how long the form is and how much extra work this is. And good Lord, grow up. Just about everybody that is in a college or a university is over the age. They're at least the age 18. They're over age 17, almost all of them, which means to me they're adults. 18 and graduated high school is definitely an adult, which means you should be able to handle your own business without whining like a candy ass. Just shut up and do what you're told. We're trying to help you deal with a problem that has come up. We're trying to help you grow up a little bit more. Don't act like we have asked you for the entire world because we want you to do one thing real quick to make sure that you know that you have a plan for your upcoming semester. You know? Is that 2 minutes or do I need to bitch a little bit more?
You did good.
You got 6 seconds. 2, 1.
Oh yeah, and it's fucking cold in the South right now.
No shit, dude. I'm
we're
with
in
you on
the
that.
30s.
One.
Would've
said something different.
It's like 28 degrees out. I moved down so that I could get away from sub-zero temperatures.
You poor soul.
And to make sure that I got away from sub-zero temperatures, I divorced that woman. It warmed up in my house right away.
Yeah.
I
understand.
Dude, when's the last time you heard the term frigid in the old school context? I don't know.
Frigid in
This
the
dame
old
is
school
frigid.
context?
You know,
earlier today.
Okay. You did?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she's a frigid bitch.
This broad is all cold and whatever. Huh?
Indeed. All right, Trippy, do you got anything?
Nope, I'm good.
You sure?
Gotta get weak.
Come on.
Well, I mean, I could randomly beat on something. I don't know. Man, I was watching that Tucker Carlson earlier. I thought it was funny what he did with Ted.
Oh, well, yeah, we'll be looking at that. We'll be looking at that.
Good.
And,
Good.
You'll be looking at CNN's spot about
That's
that.
funny
man.
though. Yeah, that's funny
dude.
though. Yeah.
Yeah, but the way that they fucking dude,
CNN needs to shut the fuck down. They need to just quit.
Right?
They need
Yeah, dude. Right? It's like most of the hate I
TV.
had. It's like I know you're just gonna cover it tonight anyway.
CNN needs to just quit while they're way behind.
Okay, did you snatch up Ted's 1/7/21 tweet on this? Did
I saw
CNN
it.
mention it all? Ted Cruz
I
has
don't
been on
remember.
this messaging since the day after. He has always referred to it as a terrorist attack.
Oh, good. We're talking about this one first.
Yeah, he's been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. All right, so click on the live, and you'll be able to see what I got on the screen.
I think you got one from Sixers there, right? I don't know if you read it.
Donation in the chat.
I got it, dude.
Hey, people are being very generous.
Man, those are very good-looking bachelors. Am I right, guys?
I was going to
That's
say
right.
that
Just
I think
listen
the
to
one on
this
the
shit.
left.
All right,
How are they not scooped
this
up?
Is New Year's Eve.
How are you not married?
All right, this is New Year's Eve, and Andy, of course, Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper always bringing the New Year together. But listen, all right, so he is like railing on fucking De Blasio. Listen to this shit's funny as hell.
Don't go on a rant. Do his victory lap dance after 4 years.
Oh, this is super cut.
Victory lap dance.
Is he like super drunk? Who is this guy?
He's fucked up. It's Andy Cohen, man. He's the
Holy
guy
shit.
behind the Real Housewives show.
I have no idea who this is, and I'm really glad.
I think he owns that whole fucking channel now. But he is a rich motherfucker, I'll tell you that. And Anderson Cooper's a Vanderbilt.
Man,
So.
they look very lovingly into their eyes there.
Yeah, they
Well,
may be-
Andy is gay.
They're
Also,
both
that
gay.
guy's also
have-
No, they're both gay. Yeah.
Well, I know
openly
that,
gay.
but
Yeah.
for those,
No way.
for those that don't know Andy Cohen, he is a gay guy. He's married and they have adopted kids. Just FYI.
Well, thank you. All right. So listen.
4 years of the crappiest term as the mayor of New York. The only thing that Democrats and Republicans can agree on is what a horrible mayor he has been. So, sayonara, sucker. 2022. It's a new year. Because guess what? I have a feeling I'm going to be standing right here next year. And you know what I'm not going to be looking at? Dancing as the city comes apart.
Holy
Aside from
moly.
fangirling.
You know that's not your
Hey,
Instagram
Patty.
story, right, dude? God almighty.
Hey,
He took the fuck over.
Anderson. Hey, Anderson, I know another way to shut that guy up. Huh?
Funny.
Do that on TV, dude.
Oh no.
Sure you can.
You can do it on YouTube, apparently.
You're just not ready for that yet.
As long as in the back end, not the
As
front.
long as it's educational and informative.
Well, I mean, you know, man.
Yeah, and so all right. So this reel is like some new stuff. Some of it relates. I've got a whole section that we'll be looking at about the January 6th. I've just been picking out smaller pieces, but there's some stuff I wanted to touch on here. This is talking about the Let's Go Brandon thing. Remember the guy that called it was the Santa Claus thing? All right, listen to this.
Fauci on live television. There's nothing much Jeb Bush's former flack loves more than insurrection. It's all she talks about. She can't let it go. That's why, with waning interest in the events of January 6th, Nicole Wallace is identifying a new insurrection, saying, "Let's go, Brandon." This was her reaction to an Oregon man who uttered the phrase on a Christmas Eve call with Joe Biden.
I don't know where to start. Let me tell you why this matters. The
Why is my
asymmetry
hair
has
like
always
this?
been what advantages the Trump right more than anything else. And the asymmetry of saying F you to a sitting president on a call in front of your 4 kids.
She's always crying.
Look past this.
And
Don't
she's
look at
always
this as a
got
story
weird
about giving
hair.
airtime
I don't understand that. Sorry.
to a MAGA guy. This is the slow motion insurrection.
The slow motion insurrection.
Slow motion insurrection.
Okay, one thing I learned
Wow.
from Nick Rekieta Law is slow motion distorts what reality is.
Just wow.
Just saying.
Jason in full color.
A slow motion insurrection. Victor Davis Hanson is with the Hoover Institution, and he joins us live. I see your smile, Victor. I spoke to you a little over a week ago, and we talked about these fads, trends, verbal tics that seem to take over the human mind, many times the mind of the left. Save our democracy.
who that lady behind you
racial
in that
equity,
picture?
social justice, and now insurrection seems to be the most
Who that lady?
frequent and recent mental tick, earworm.
Yeah, I mean, if saying "Let's go, Brandon" is insurrectionary, what would be a CNN contributor holding up the facsimile of Donald Trump's decapitated head?
And no
Or what was
offense,
night after
Irate,
night
but
in
are you
Central
yawning?
Park, having a look-alike Donald Trump as Julius Caesar?
Pardon?
Oh no, I heard you yawning.
No, I wasn't
Never
yawning.
mind, I'm
No, I'm drinking out of a 2-liter. That's what's making that noise.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'll shut up.
After night in Central Park, having a look-alike Donald Trump as Julius Caesar being stabbed repeatedly to death? Or what was Hillary Clinton saying after the election that the elected president was not legitimate and urging Joe Biden not to concede under any circumstances? Or for that matter, What was this Obama Pentagon lawyer writing in Foreign Policy 11 days into the Trump term that we should consider removing Trump either by the 25th Amendment, impeachment, or a military coup? And military coup was on the minds of a lot of retired generals. We had two that wrote letters that Mark Milley should intervene. We had another distinguished admiral said that Trump should leave, the sooner the better. So we know what it's really about, Will. We talked about it. That Donald Trump, old horse, has been beaten to death. So is January 6th. And they're afraid of democracy. They're afraid that the people are going to speak. And so a month ago, we would talk about the theme, democracy is broken in 2022. There's going to be a coup in 2024. Then we had military officers echoing that charge. And now we have the insurrection meme. But it's all a fear of what's going to happen in the midterms. And if they were rational people, they would get around the table and say, this agenda is not good for the American people. It's not working. We need to reboot. And they can't do that because they're hardcore ideologues.
You said something else that I found very fascinating. You said this is a replacement for actually having a positive agenda, of actually doing something that helps solve the nation's problems. That in place of that, vilifying your political opponent at all times as insurrectionists or as racists is the last political tool of a failing regime. Tell me more about that. Because, you know, Victor, 10 years ago, the Obama administration prided itself on having a transformative agenda for America. Now it's more about transforming your political opponent into the devil.
It was, but even Barack Obama realized that when his agenda started to fail, he didn't reboot, but he did something else. He just disappeared. And he allowed the Democrats and Republicans to fight for the next administration on his last year. And he disappeared to the golf course. And you know what? His polls went up because he was just disengaged. And people didn't have to hear his sermons. And Joe Biden is president, and he can't do that. He was pretty good when he was in the basement, and he was not seen or heard very much. But the people around him are incapable, as all ideologues and zealots. They're incapable of self-criticism and self-introspection, and they've hijacked the Democratic Party. And the Democratic mainstream, such as it is, they're terrified of saying to them, "You have destroyed our party. We either got to retire or we're going to be defeated. Do something different on the border. Regain deterrence after Afghanistan. Stop this crazy inflationary policy." They could say that, but they can't. And so it's either Donald Trump on Monday, January 6th on Tuesday, or coup, and democracy is destroyed on Wednesday. And you're right. It'll be racism or homophobia or sexism the rest of the week. And people are sick of it, and they're going to pay a price in the midterms, and they know it, and they're scared of democracy.
Right. Racism on Thursday, and apparently it's insurrection on Friday. Victor Davis Hanson, thank you so much for always putting it into perspective.
Thank you.
Can I ask like a civics question really quick if somebody knows the answer? Has there been a like president that did not run for a second term, like that was eligible to run for a second term? Have we ever had like Nixon? A president? Okay, well, but that was different, right?
No, Nixon won his second term.
He ran a second term. He sure did.
Yeah, he did. God damn, I'm an idiot.
Let's just say, like, Biden doesn't run, or, you know, the party decides that, like, they don't want him to run for a second term, which I think that'd be highly unlikely just because of it would be so, like...
The primary. No, what they'll do is
I mean, they would do a primary.
Yeah.
Right.
Andrew Johnson, maybe?
Maybe.
I was just curious because, you know, that's not anything that I've ever seen and nothing I've ever really thought about, because it's kind of just a given that, you know, the current president will run for their second term.
Well, H.W. Bush only had one term.
Yeah, but he lost.
But he ran.
He ran, yeah. I'm saying, has there been like a sitting president that did not run for a second term?
Technically, Harry S. Truman didn't stand election twice. He only stood election once. Also, Gerald Ford was never elected president.
Right, by the people.
I mean, we have
he wasn't standing election. Neither one of those guys was standing election for their second term. They were standing election for their first term.
Okay, Ford... Okay.
Ford succeeded Nixon.
11.
Right. Okay. And then he ran for the second term, right?
No, he ran for his first term.
Okay.
He didn't serve a full term when he succeeded Nixon because Nixon resigned in 1974.
Okay. What if, like, let's say something happened to Biden and God forbid Kamala, like, they're both like so bad. I don't know which is worse. But, and then she took over as president. Could she run for 2 terms, or would she only be eligible to run for 1 term?
if she took over after about the 22nd or 23rd of January of 2023, yes, she could serve.
So it would have to be
she
the last
runs
year.
wise.
Yeah, it depends on
Yeah.
the timing.
You
I
have
think
to serve
everybody
less
forgets
than
about.
half a term.
Oh,
You have to
I
serve
think everybody
less than half a
forgets
term.
about George Washington. Didn't.
Washington was elected twice. He just never sought office.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
that's what I.
But was there even like a term like limit or like
Yeah,
know,
there
term
wasn't.
limit back then?
There wasn't term limits until like what the 1800s, right?
Right.
After FDR,
Right?
then they
Oh.
put in term limits.
Oh yeah, he did 4.
Why are we derailing
what an
this way?
asshole.
I'm sorry. I'm like, where'd this come from?
Because I was thinking about how like they're talking about like he said Biden retiring, you know, and I was like, well, have we ever had a president retire and not run for a second term? So that's like where my mind went.
Yeah. Okay.
Have we ever had somebody that was elected for a 4-year term, served 2 years and a day, and then resign the presidency so that he could retire? No. That has never happened.
Oh yeah, I know that. I was just saying like if he
Biden does
decided
that-
not to. Yeah.
Can we discuss
Biden does
this
that-
like whole elected thing? Because I might. Never mind. I didn't say anything.
What?
I think
Nothing. I didn't say anything. I'm nothing. Sorry. I don't know where I am. Okay.
I don't know either.
All right. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, let's keep going with some video stuff, and we'll kind of skip through some
Capitalism without
stuff.
competition isn't capitalism, it's exploitation. That's what we're seeing in meat and poultry and those industries now. Small
Be right
independent
back.
farmers and ranchers are being driven out of business, sometimes businesses that have been around for generations.
President Biden finding another role for the federal government. During a virtual meeting with farmers and ranchers, the president's taking aim at the meat and poultry industry, looking to break up control by some of the biggest processors. Joining us now is Brent Johnson, president of the Iowa Farm Bureau, and Scott Blubaugh, he's president of the Oklahoma Farmers Union. It's wonderful to have you here. Scott, let me start with you. How long has concern been around in regards to anti-competitiveness in meatpacking?
All right, so the deal is what they want to do is put like price ceilings on how much meat can cost and shit because of what's going on right now.
How about they put fewer regulations on production so that they don't make it needlessly more expensive? How about they stop jacking up the price of gas and diesel so that the
I was
farmers
encouraged by
that
the
are
news.
producing
You know, we
feed
see the
can
Grassley
afford
Tester
it.
bill in the U.S. Senate.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just saying, you know, if you keep on raising the price of gas and diesel, that slops on to everything else. It makes the feed more expensive, makes transporting them to market more expensive, it makes the meat more expensive.
Makes everything more expensive, man. I mean, you know, they got to tack on that cost. It's exponential, you know, and it's so stupid. You know, it's like when the president says something's not going to cost anything, it always costs something. Dude, you're talking $1 trillion goddamn dollars. That money's got to come from somewhere, or you know, a couple trillion. Excuse me. All right, so this was interesting. This happened, and I don't know if a lot of people knew about it, or I haven't heard a lot of people talking about it.
The minor actor from The King of Queens becomes a groveler in mom jeans. Yeah, he's the friend from hell for selling out Chappelle. Comedian Patton Oswalt has apologized for being friends with Dave Chappelle after performing with his longtime pal on New Year's Eve. Yeah, it looks like when the balls dropped, Patton's disappeared. Look at him. What happened to Oswald? He looks like Joe DeVito's grandmother. I don't even know what she looks like. She's probably hotter than that, though. Sorry, Joe. I didn't mean to objectify your probably dead grandmother. Oh, anyway, apparently they were doing shows. They were doing shows next door to each other. I mean, she might be alive, but we don't know. They were doing shows Friday night in Seattle when Oswald got a call to join Dave's show. And Oswald wrote, why not? I waved goodbye to this hell year with a genius I started comedy with 34 years ago. I ended the year with a real friend and a deep laugh. Can't ask for much more. Well, it turns out Oswald could ask for much more, namely approval from strangers online who saw the photo with Chappelle and didn't approve. So Oswald put up another post, which reads in part, I'm an LGBTQ ally. I'm a loyal friend. There's friction in those traits that I need to reconcile myself and not let cause feels of betrayal in anyone else, whatever. And I'm sorry, truly sorry, that I didn't consider the hurt this would cause or the depth of that hurt. So an old friend did Oswald a favor by letting him come join his show. Then Oswald groveled before strangers while throwing Chappelle under the bus, all to scrape up some relevance on Instagram. A comic hasn't used another like that since Tom Arnold married Roseanne. That's what friends are for, right? Wrong. You'd have to be a real clown to do that. Right, Professor Sniffles?
Unfortunately, this kind of treachery is common in the entertainment business. Sure, there's a comic I helped get his start, back when he didn't know a whoopee cushion from Whoopi Goldberg. I said, kid, you want to spend your whole career performing for 5 people in the back of a pizza place? Or would you rather perform for 10 people in front, like me? Did I get any thanks? No. More like a giant novelty-sized shoe in my ass. Joe Mackey, thanks for nothing. Fight the real enemy.
Pulling a Sinead. Well, I'm going to go to you, Joe. You know, I was when this whole thing was unfolding, it was probably the biggest story of the night. People were going crazy. Oswald was close to doing something magical. Like, he could have served as an example to everybody else by sharing the risk with his old friend and saying, you know, screw you, I'm not going to apologize. But he didn't. It was almost as though, like, everybody knew he was going to apologize, right? It plays off kind of a human need. Like, for some reason, and Kat will back me up on this, there's a greater need to read the criticism than the compliment. Even though you claim you like the compliment, the criticism has a 5 times stronger pull. Right. Like, you want if there's 2 boxes, and this one you know is negative and this one's positive, you're going to open up the negative one first.
Yeah, it hurts more.
Yeah.
It has a little bit more of a sting to it.
Yeah.
And it's, like you said, Nick, it's amazing that people have that power now to troll. Because, you know, back in the day, you had to send a letter bomb.
Yes.
You had to put in some effort.
Tell me about it.
Just think the
Blame the Unabomber.
The Unabomber would have just been a great tweeter.
You know, that's an interesting point. We would have had fewer assassinations if we had social media.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true. But it sounds like a provocative idea for a Salon article I was contemplating. Maybe it'll be on Slate. I get Salon and Slate confused, the way I get confused with the Daily Beast and a huge pile of No one's mentioned that Patton Oswalt played a rat.
A talking rat.
A talking rat.
Talking rat.
Now talk about that. Talk about self-fulfilling prophecy. Am I right, America? You're right, Greg.
Any comments on that, man? Oh.
Yeah, that's heinous. Like, I hate that. Like, I don't know. But it, like, oh my God. It's like social media validation. What the fuck? Fuck Patton Oswalt. Like,
dude, if I had people
no,
like,
thank you, I don't want to fuck him.
Yeah, no shit, man. You're definitely not fuckable.
I remember
not.
liking him a lot, and yeah, man.
It's like giving in.
Was when he had his script.
Well, like, I liked him, and I liked Chappelle and him, like, at the same time. Like, I remember they were both great, and they were both, like, you know, edgy and stuff. Like, Patton Oswalt, I remember, like, he did a tour, and he was doing, like, Hitler jokes in front of, like, old ladies and shit. Like, yeah. And what happened, man? Anyway,
yeah, I remember Patton used to do, he did a tour with, like, him, Maria Bamford, I can't remember who else, but Maria Bamford I really loved.
Yep. It was Jim Gaffigan, and then that big guy with the deep voice. I can't remember his name. He was like real, like, sarcastic and slow.
Past something or other. I can't remember.
They did a tour, and it was fantastic. That's where I learned about Maria Bamford too. But I don't know what she's like.
Fucking great. She's great.
Yeah, she does the Midwestern lady. She does like a Karen.
And she does a lot of really good impressions. Her impressions are so good.
Yeah, I mean, I love that show, but I mean, I don't know a lot of them kind of
Yeah,
fell
Brian
through
Posehn. Yeah, the tall dude with the thick glasses.
Yeah.
That
Beard.
dude.
Yeah.
Does he have a
He's got a
beard?
very dry delivery. Yes, I love that dude. He is funny as shit.
Yeah.
He wrote a great Deadpool like miniseries where all the fucking this Shield agent brings back all the dead presidents back
Everyone's
to life.
saying his name, Brian
Posehn.
Oh, Posehn, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, it was funny as shit, man. The zombies of all these dead presidents and shit. And Benjamin Franklin's like a ghost that keeps talking to him. It's literally one of the funniest things I've read in a long time. It's good shit.
I believe that dude's gay too.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm so sad for comedy. Seriously, like it's a travesty.
It's because people don't want to be funny.
There's still really good ones out there, like Doug Stanhope, Mark Norman.
Oh my God, Doug Stanhope! I love him. Is he still doing stuff?
I haven't.
Yeah,
seen him
I mean,
doing
maybe not. He hasn't come out with a special in a few years, but his last special, that Beer Hall Push thing, was fucking great. Where he's talking about like 60 inches of AIDS. That shit was.
All right.
hilarious.
I'll have to check into it. Everyone, check into Doug Stanhope when you can. Okay. Yeah.
Like all comedy.
Look up 60 inches of AIDS is the most uncomfortable thing you've ever heard in your life.
I like his stuff about like the child. Wait, you know what? I'm not even gonna say it. It's too bad. He's too naughty. Sorry, I'll shut up.
Oh, he's so naughty.
Everybody's worried about being unoffensive and being woke and not hurting anybody's feelings and being inclusive, and it really hinders their humor. You know what I mean? It's like people need to get a sense of humor, and I think so much of the mainstream stuff and like newer comedians and stuff, they're like overly like, sensitive to that. And then, like Patton Oswalt, like, I mean, does he really not like Chappelle? No. You know what I mean? Like, he's doing that to appease the masses. And that's fucking bullshit. It's like, have some conviction, like, be a friend,
He
like
started doing that after his
stand
wife
behind,
passed
like,
away.
what you mean. I don't know.
By the way, it'll surprise you. You know Godfrey, the black guy?
Yeah, I do. He was in Soul Plane.
Not Godfried, but Godfrey. He has the most amazing...
Yes, Godfrey. He has a really low voice like this.
Well, yeah, he has the most amazing Norm Macdonald I've ever heard in my life.
Really?
He's a really good impressionist. He's really good. He goes, yeah, all right. It's like
he does a really good Homer Simpson too.
He does everything very well.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. He is funny. I've not heard him do Norm, but I have to look that up. But like, we all like, I love Norm Macdonald. Like, who didn't, right? And like, I'm still like sad about Norm.
Yeah, I know that was a rough one. It's very rough.
All right, check your DMs, please.
Oh, okay. I want to thank Scissors Tales for the $26.52 super chat. Thank you so much. Dropping out for now, as almost quitting time at work. We'll catch you when I get home. All right, cool. We'll be here. Killing Joke, of course, $20, and Gunfox tips $5 to say, Becca, pet the danger noodle. Okay, now listen to high prices. 1, taxes. 2, national debt. 3, fucking China. China is buying up millions and tons of grain and food. Remember the China mask. Get ready for it to be food. Okay?
Oh,
China wants to rule the world. Yeah, they do. It's, I mean, they've kind of made that evident.
Thanks, Gunny.
Yes. Thank you, Gunny. Appreciate it. All right, and we'll keep rolling with what we got.
Far-left Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez accused of hypocrisy after she was spotted ringing in the new year in Miami, maskless, as Omicron cases surge in South Florida. One report says she was greeted with applause and was seen hugging patrons in this crowded bar, and she's also getting roasted for tweeting at critics who called her out for heading down to Miami with her sandal-wearing boyfriend. Quote, "If Republicans are mad, they can't date me. They can just say that, instead of projecting their sexual frustrations onto my boyfriend's feet." Jason, your take on a sitting congresswoman equating criticisms with GOP sexual frustration and obsession.
All right, so I'm going to go to a Betty White quote. Betty White said, "You don't luck into integrity, you actually work at it." And if
Hey,
is not
how
something
dare
that's
you,
high on
sir.
her list, I think she's more about getting on television, and she's in a neck-to-neck race, a horse race with Dr. Fauci as to who can be on television more often. She's not actually doing her job. And why doesn't she talk about freedom and liberty? And this is the way you should live. And making choices. Instead, she's got this perversion that she's got to thrust out to everybody to be able to.
If she can actually make a Manhattan, I'd be all right with her.
You know, if you know, here's the deal. It's like with these Democrat politicians, they're just you know, flaunting the shit in their face. That you know, I make the rules, you follow them, right?
Yeah, if you're talking, I hate to keep saying that. I worked in politics. These people are fucking horrible people. They're terrible.
No. I
Yeah,
get it.
AOC definitely.
Yeah, even Republicans, Democrats. The only people that have any kind of like integrity might be independents and possibly libertarians, even Green Party people. It's like they believe in this shit. These people don't. Fuck them.
All about the moolah. It's all about the cash, and that's what Trump did. That's why they pissed off. He pissed them off more than anything. Is he fucked their money up? He fucked their money up, and that's the only reason they don't want him in there, man. So it's all about it's fucking their bottom line. All right,
attract even more attention. I don't think it's effective. I think it's shallow. It's inconsistent with the way she preaches. She dictates like a Democrat, but she often wants to live like a Republican.
Ah, great line, Jason. She also went on to tweet, "It's starting to get old, ignoring the very obvious, strange, and deranged sexual frustrations that underpin the Republican fixation on me, women, and LGBT plus people in general. These people clearly need therapy, won't do it, and use politics as their outlet instead."
Ma'am,
It's really
you
weird.
think you might be projecting a little?
Just a little. That's another thing the left is really good at, is projecting, calling you out for doing the same thing that they're doing, even if you're not doing it.
I can't believe all these Republicans want to fuck me. It's like, all right.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
irate that you say that. Oh my god, like that is like what Beard says. Like, oh my gosh, every time. It's so no, I cannot say this so like enough. Like how much projection there is. Like
Absolutely.
it is like the best word to use for them. Oh my gosh.
Indeed. I'll keep it rolling.
All right, Kaylee, you had an awesome Instagram live this weekend from Florida, directed at AOC. Your thoughts?
I did, yeah. I hail from the great state of Florida. I love it. I make no secrets about my home state and my state of residence being a great place to vacation. I think everyone should come to the great state of Florida.
This was
It's a great place for an important reason. We love freedom here. We have a governor that loves freedom. It was a remarkable contrast during COVID-19 when I would travel to New
This is sped up.
York and then come to Florida and see the contrast of people outside living their life, walking out in the sun, going to the beach, versus New York City, where AOC hails from.
Either that or she did about 4 rails, you know what I'm saying? You know, right before they turn on the camera.
Kids who are 5 years old have to sit outside and eat in the cold if they are not vaccinated. A city that is basically uninhabitable in some ways because of the crime epidemic going on there. So come vacation in Florida, AOC,
I
but
miss
realize why
her.
you love this state so much. And one other thing that I'll say is, you're a sitting United States Congresswoman in the United States House of Representatives. You represent nearly 700,000 people. You are the titular head of the left, an important and powerful wing of the Democrat Party. And you are engaging in juvenile
Is
behavior,
she,
saying
though?
Republicans are mad they cannot date me, AOC. Come on now. Tweet something befitting of your position as a United States Congresswoman, not this juvenile behavior that I think a middle
Go
schooler
on,
would engage in.
tweet.
Not, again, a sitting Congresswoman.
Amen. And Tommy, Jason brought up freedoms. How does this kind of behavior on her part play into freedoms and her approach to them up until now?
Well, these liberals, all of them, really love to go to Florida, and for good reason. They have a fantastic governor, as Kaylee said, so it's understandable. But what frustrates me is every time we catch a Democrat being a hypocrite, they try to project themselves on us and gaslight us, saying that we're just going after them for X, Y, and Z reason. No, we're going after you because you're a hypocrite. We don't care if you party. We don't care if you have fun. We just wish that you wouldn't preach to the rest of us that it's selfish if we do so. But furthermore, I want to talk about AOC and this whole theory
This
that she has that
guy's
everyone
just
wants to
like,
date her. This is a
all
problem I
right.
have with modern day feminism. These feminists sit there and they say that we're...
That's Jason
Guys.
Chaffetz.
He's literally in the middle of a bunch of women bitching, and I'm like, oh god, that makes me feel uncomfortable.
Donnie Bonsaco throws 10 at me. Thank you, sir. I wouldn't fuck AOC with Trippy's ray of sunshine dick. Just saying.
I mean, I would, but it's like I'm gonna feel bad about it the next morning.
Trippy, you got the
A couple of months ago, I found out that I was able to suck my own dick.
There you have it.
Johnny.
Bonsaco.
Where's the Virgie sunshine.
Oh, the Virgie sunshine.
That's what he was talking
Still
about.
would. I would,
Trippy's
but I'm gonna have
penis
to
is so
apologize
fantastic.
later.
If you threw it in the air, it would turn into sunshine.
Well, it was there.
Oh God! Hey, Virgie. How's it going?
Yeah, right.
All right, we'll keep
All
rolling.
equal, that we're
'cause
only treated
AOC's not the only one.
equally. They don't want to be treated differently because they're women. And then they go and tweet things like this, like AOC said, oh, if you criticize me, it must be because you want to date me and you have sexual perversions about me. That's disgusting, and that just shows you how ridiculous modern day feminism is. But let's be honest about AOC. She might be a congresswoman, but she wants to be a Kardashian. She's addicted to fame. She's addicted to social media. She's addicted to herself. She wants to be a reality TV star, and quite frankly, that might be a better path for her
all these
and for our
guys
country.
wanna
But for
have
right now,
sex
she's
with
representing
you.
a lot of people,
Well, Tommy
and she should
Lauren
act like
know
it.
about
Look, there was a Kardashian that pushed forth crime reform.
I'd
Don't
rather
compare her to
stick my
Kim.
dick in a
And look,
pencil
maybe the
sharpener.
sex tape that got everything started, but I don't know why AOC keeps talking about sex. I don't really understand it. It's not just, it's not befitting of a congresswoman
You
or a
don't
congressperson.
really,
But she's not even concerned with the people in her district. Why not tweet?
Well, not you.
Look, I know you saw me maskless. I want to let you know what the rules are where I am. And by the way, I'm thinking of my people back home, and let's get the conversation open among black and brown people about vaccinations and why many of you have chosen not to do so. I mean, she could have turned this into an opportunity. In fact, she missed a huge one because she didn't look outward. She looked in the mirror. She looked inward. She decided to make it all about her. And this isn't really about her.
It was just last week when Swalwell, who represents one of the most locked down states in the nation, that's California, blamed the Republicans for prolonging the pandemic. Swalwell tweeting, you should know who has prolonged it. These
it's that
guys.
guy banging my
Republican
girlfriend.
liars. Your vacation canceled, your kids back to virtual learning, and back to wearing masks. Everywhere. For blame, look no farther than hashtag these guys. Jillian, I hail from the state of Florida. I'm here now. There's a lot of, quote, these guys, Republicans here in the state of Florida. And look, we're happy. We want everyone to come vacation here.
I
But don't
don't know
criticize,
what
half of our
she
state or
meant by
do
that.
more than that before you come.
Was that to me, Kaylee? I'm sorry. I didn't hear you say my name. I
Yeah,
apologize.
Julian.
Oh, to me. I would just point out, in the interest of just being fair here, we got to point out that Swalwell wasn't actually breaking the letter of any rules in Florida when these photos were taken. He's more violating the spirit of the rules that
I
he's
don't get
implemented
the
in his own.
hair that's hanging over the jackets there. I don't understand that. Is that a thing now?
I guess.
It's to make their necks
Guess.
and their chins look thinner. It's optics.
It's like you don't have to have the hair hanging over the dress. I don't get that. I
Shut up, Shirley.
I don't know. Okay.
Swalwell, the latest
Oh,
dim.
right.
Right, so Swalwell, Mr. Chinese, fucking a Chinese spy, is like
Hey, Eric, why'd you fuck my girlfriend? Jerk. What a jerk face, if you ask me. I mean, that's what I think. It's real. He was Chinese, all right?
All right, we're going to keep rolling.
Home state. Every time we see this, though, right, we see a politician who has been a fierce advocate of stricter COVID measures, then violate those measures. It rankles and it hurts. Whether it was Nancy Pelosi getting that haircut, that illegal haircut in San Francisco, she did actually break the rules she had set for her own state in that instance, or whether it was the governor there eating in an indoor restaurant without masks. Part of the problem here, and the reason it hurts so much, is because it's not just about the hypocrisy. It seems to be an admission from these politicians that they don't believe their own rules and regulations work, which begs the question: if you're not going to follow them, and it appears that you're not, why are they good enough for the millions of Americans who then need to live under them? This is the core of the problem here.
That's a great question.
Right, and Emily, to the first point that Jillian made, yeah, he was not breaking the rules because he's in Florida where we don't have draconian mask mandates, so he's enjoying the freedom that we have here in the state of Florida. Yeah, but in California, when you look at this, the top 5 states with residents leaving are run by Democrats. These are states that you know about, Emily, California in particular, New York, New Jersey, Illinois. These states are the top states people are leaving for a reason, for freedom-loving states like Texas and Florida.
Yes, and it's like that. It's that spirit. It's the self-righteousness just dripping off of Eric Swalwell. I couldn't even read the tweet. I had to wipe my screen first. He is the worst of the worst because he refuses to acknowledge that common sense, that reasonability, just like AOC did, right? Diverting the call out to say, oh, it's about you guys wanting to date me. He's absolutely diverting it. So after tweets called him out, he literally goes, oh, I was sitting with a Congolese queen, Pulitzer, please. Like, it's always about himself. And if he was sitting with a Congolese queen, I wish he would have shown her a modicum more of respect by not dressing like that while he was meeting her. But yes, everything about him is totally annoying. And this is just another unsurprising example. And he's continuing to cater to his 1.1 million followers on Twitter rather than rolling up his sleeves and addressing the fact that these policies don't work in California and people are fleeing them. And he's availing himself of all that you can enjoy in Florida.
Yeah, and he could have enjoyed the beaches there in California, too. Harris, Governor Ron DeSantis had some words. So let's roll the tape of Governor DeSantis and get your thoughts.
If I had $1 for every lockdown politician who decided to escape to Florida over the last 2 years, I'd be a pretty doggone wealthy man, let me tell you. I mean, congresspeople, mayors, governors, I mean, you name it.
Harris.
So, Kaylee, I think the politics of this are really interesting for Eric Swalwell, because what he's doing is he's rubber stamping Governor DeSantis and what he's done there. And he's proving that we're all in this together as he takes his, you can't vaccinate a baby to Florida.
right? You can't put a mask on that little one. I think his little one is really young from what I've seen on social media. And you're taking the one that you love and you're sitting there and that baby's not. So clearly you know that the environment that you have taken your child to is safe. And what does that say about Florida? And what does that say about the policies? I go back to what Jillian was just saying. If it's good enough for you to visit, why isn't it good enough for you to live in? Why does your state have to look so different? And look, I know that the population dictates some things. At least that's the argument here in New York. That, it's its population, it's the crush of people, it's so on and so forth. But Florida isn't empty. It's a fabulous place to go. I mean, have you been to Disney World? It's not empty when you go there. So, and he's got his baby. I asked the same question Jillian does. If it's good enough for Florida and you want to be there with your baby, why can't you make some of what you have in your home state rock like that? Bring back your economy, so on and so forth.
I'm not sure you live in New York, so...
Way to touch on the real fucking issues, Fox News. For fuck's sake. Who
Fox
watches
is
this
doing
shit?
God's work.
Now the party continues.
Who watches this?
In Florida for blue state Democrats, with California Congressman Eric Swalwell being the latest liberal lawmaker to go maskless.
All right, so we already saw that shit.
Well, they're busting them. They're showing politicians who have mask mandates in their own home state.
Everything I was supposed to do.
Going over to Florida.
Yeah, it's like practice what you preach. Like if you're gonna preach it, practice. Like, I mean, it's just.
Check this out. Whoopi Goldberg is like twice vaxxed and boosted, and she still got the coof again.
Supposed to do. Yeah, it doesn't stop Omicron, and that's the problem with a variant because it gets stronger and does different stuff to you.
Not
stronger. I don't want to take any type of medical advice from Whoopi Goldberg, but can we stop calling this a pandemic of the unvaccinated? Because I feel like at this point, if you don't realize that this is affecting the vaccinated and unvaccinated, you've been living under a rock.
Yeah, and Whoopi as well said that this variant is stronger. The data that we're seeing actually shows that it's much weaker as far as the ability to kill people or hospitalize people. Right?
Yeah.
Omicron is very contagious. Yes, much more contagious than Delta or any other variant, but it's certainly not something that is stronger in terms of its ability to make you sick. Look, maybe Whoopi took the president at his word when he told the CNN town hall last year, quote, "You're not going to get COVID if you have these vaccinations," unquote. What Whoopi getting COVID also shows is that no person should ever claim again, as Mr. Biden did as a candidate, that this virus can be stopped, that it can be contained. New York City, for example, this is a remarkable number here. They're averaging now 40,000 positive cases per day. That's despite the fact that 85% of the city's population has received at least one dose of the vaccine. It's a highly vaccinated city. Okay, so think about it. 40,000 cases per day now. Do you know what New York was averaging exactly 1 year ago when no one was vaccinated outside of healthcare workers? 7,500 cases per day, about 6 times less. So this variant, again, it's highly contagious, but we need to be talking less about vaccine mandates and staying at home and masks everywhere and more about therapeutics and living with COVID through treatment and going about our daily lives, particularly when it comes to schools. I hope a lot of people in Chicago are watching right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nailed
Yeah,
it. I think Roasted had something to say on this.
Yeah, I do actually. On this Omicron variant, there's a general rule of thumb that you need to keep in mind. It applies pretty much across the board in virology. When a strain becomes more infectious, it becomes less dangerous. It causes weaker strain of the illness. You don't become as sick. You're less likely to be hospitalized. You're less likely to die. That's why it's more infectious. It's kind of an inverse correlation, and that's pretty much true across the board.
Like, if a virus kills its host, it has nothing to live in and live off of. So it's not getting like more deadly. I don't know why people are saying, "Oh my gosh, this one's so much worse." It's not. People are not dying from this variant like they were, symptoms are much, milder. And obviously the vaccines people have gotten are not stopping people from getting it. So it's like, let's just live our goddamn lives, God.
You're saying it's
Live
worse.
our lives? How dare you?
You're saying it's worse. Damn it, Charlie. You're saying it's worse because it's spreading faster.
Yeah,
They're just not completing their sentence.
Yeah, well, and it's like more contagious, but then you have people that hear that, like Whoopi Goldberg, they're like, "Oh, this one's so much worse." And it's like, no, it might be more contagious, but it is not worse.
It's much less dangerous, especially if you've got 2 shots and a booster, like Whoopi Goldberg does. Because, you get a very mild case of it. It comes across like a fairly mild cold, and you can get over it in a few days, and then you're fine.
But this is a vaccinate. This is the pandemic of the unvaccinated.
Yeah, right.
Not what the stats show.
No,
That's
not
what
at
Biden
all.
said.
Not at all.
What is it, like 22% of unvaxxed are filling up our hospitals? I think they said 22%. The rest of
It's
them
like, oh,
are
I'm
double
unvaccinated
vaxxed.
and I broke my leg, you know, so they're going to be like, oh, this unvaccinated person is in the hospital. They'll leave out the broken leg part.
Or you'll be in the hospital because, you know, you fell off a horse and you fucked up your back. And they'll go ahead and stick a swab up your nose and swirl around the back of your head, pull it out and test it. And oh, lo and behold, you got COVID.
You remember like the early shit of COVID where people like collapsing in the streets of China, and then like they were people were turning black was the thing in China. Their skins. You remember that shit?
And
that
COVID
was weird.
China, like welding people into their houses to force them
That's
into
what they
quarantine.
said. No, that's not even the worst part. People were saying that people were turning black-skinned in the early parts of the COVID shit. That happened the first 2 weeks.
That became
It was
racist,
that's
though.
not.
You can't stick with
That's
that.
not as racist as you think.
Yeah. All these black Chinese people. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
But,
It was
I mean,
fucking weird.
remember them saying that it was worse in Asian people than it was in everyone else? I remember when they were saying that, too.
I remember them saying that. I also remember them saying that Asian people were more likely to have a milder case and recover from it because they were more likely to be exposed to coronaviruses in Asia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then people were freaking out because, what was it? Certain disinfectants said that they killed coronavirus, and people were like, see, look, it's already been around for years. It's like, no, they're talking about in general.
Yeah.
People thought COVID was one thing and coronavirus was another.
I bought it. I bought into it for like first 2 weeks, maybe to a month, maybe, and then I was like, wait a tick.
See, this was like
wait a minute.
This was gonna be my whole like 2 minutes of hate, and I was trying not to talk about it because I thought we weren't supposed to. Or
Well,
something.
we're not, but you know, it's
Censor yourself, or
yeah. Well, I mean, you know, it's like we'll got plenty of that to talk about. I've still got stuff that we can you know pull up. So for the third hour. No, it's good. Let's go ahead and roll with this.
First time in our history,
January
President
6th.
had not just lost an election, he tried to prevent the
Joe
peaceful
Wade,
transfer of power
baby!
as a violent mob breached the Capitol. The former president who lies about this election and the mob that attacked this Capitol could not be further away from the core American values.
After he spoke, the president took questions from the press where he was asked about the divisive tone of his speech.
Does calling him out divide more than it heals?
Look, the way you have to heal, you have to recognize the extent of the wound. You can't pretend. You got to face it. That's what great nations do. They face the truth, deal with it, and move on.
And the vice president comparing what happened 1 year ago to some of the worst tragedies in American history.
Certain dates echo throughout history, including dates that instantly remind all who have lived through them where they were and what they were doing when our democracy came under assault. Dates that occupy not only a place on our calendars, but a place in our collective memory. December 7th, 1941, September 11th, 2001, and January 6th, 2021.
Jesse Waters, let me give you first crack at some reaction today on the 5.
Well, that was amateur hour with Kamala. It's what a goofball. But January 6th sucked, Dana. It sucked. Everybody knows it sucks. We watched it. I hated seeing what I saw. It hurt the brand, and it gave the left an excuse to crack down on innocent Trump supporters. But here is an objective analysis on what had culminated. The populist wing erupted that day. The Trump wing, the populist wing of the Republican Party had felt disrespected for many, many years. They had propelled Trump to victory in 2016. And immediately, every powerful interest in this country
launched a scorched earth campaign against that guy. They went to war with him. Illegal leaking of his tax returns, racial hoaxes, rape hoaxes, illegal targeting, spying, fabricating evidence, planning evidence, vicious stuff. They tried everything. Then COVID hit, and they sued to change the election laws and then blasted out millions of ballots like no one's ever seen. Then all of a sudden, Zuckerberg drops $500 million with a B to pay for these private election activists to layer on top of the state election officials, unprecedented. Then big tech spikes the laptop from hell, the Republicans' October surprise. And then it takes nearly a week to count the votes after the election. So Republicans genuinely felt cheated. They felt robbed. They couldn't prove it in court, but they felt after 4 years of those shenanigans that something was off. It was a culmination of a lot of just nasty skullduggery. Here are the facts, though, Dana. Reuters reports FBI has found no evidence that the January 6th attack was the result of an organized plot to overturn the presidential election. No evidence that Trump or his team were involved in organizing the violence. No seditious conspiracy, no grand scheme. And the vast majority of the people charged were charged with trespassing, which, by the way, isn't even a crime in Manhattan anymore. New York Times reported there was an FBI informant, at least one, inside the mob. And mysteriously, we still don't have an answer as to why the Capitol was left so unprotected that day. The feds are fighting us in court, withholding the video evidence of that day. Now, Professor Waters, history major, would like to share a few things with you guys.
Well,
because
he's
the
saying
Democrats
something
are acting like, oh, they've never had a soft spot for political violence. In 1954, Puerto Rican nationals, they shot up the House chamber. They injured 5 members of Congress. Jimmy Carter commuted their sentence. In 1983, American communists bombed the Senate. They were targeting Republicans, blew up the Senate wing on the 2nd floor. Who commuted their sentence? Oh, wait, that was President Bill Clinton. William Ayers, Weather Underground. Bombed the Pentagon, his team. Barack Obama, best buds. And if I mean, it hasn't been that long, but I think we all remember that it was the Harris-Biden ticket that bailed out the rioters who set the whole country on fire, causing 30 deaths. So just want to make sure everybody knows that little history before they start pointing fingers.
There was this other piece that I want to play for you some sound, Greg, that the president's team released an early excerpt of the speech. This was that excerpt, but here is the president saying it out loud.
At this moment, we must decide, what kind of nation are we going to be? Are we going to be a nation that accepts political violence as a norm? Are we going to be a nation where we allow partisan election officials to overturn the legally expressed will of the people? Are we going to be a nation that lives not by the light of the truth, but in the shadow of lies? We cannot allow ourselves to be that kind of nation. The way forward is to recognize the truth and to live by it.
Greg, your thoughts on that?
Well, this was a guy that was supposed to unite the country, and we pretty much seen what he's turned out to be. What he did was he scolded millions of Americans for what he believes something very bad that they did. He's presuming their guilt. He's assuming they're guilty. That's not what a president should do. He just reversed the presumption of innocence, concluding that all of those people there were guilty. And he's doing it from the highest office in the land. This is exactly what he did with the Border Patrol agent. This is exactly what he did with Kyle Rittenhouse. There isn't a citizen in America that he wouldn't bash if it suited him politically without the actual facts, without the truth. He keeps talking about the truth. But in every one of those instances, there are lies. There are lies. What America needs right now is a triple vaccine dose of fair and balance, because we're being force-fed brainwash from a media in an orgy of self-congratulation, in a deliberate and coordinated scam to basically target their political enemies, as Jesse pointed out. And as usual, the Democrats are working in tandem with the media, the same way they did with the Hunter Biden laptop cover-up, the same way they did it with Russian collusion, the same way they did it with the shadow campaign that Time Magazine boasted about that saved the 2020 election. They bragged about that. How can you not see this coordinated effort when you see everybody involved, including the cast of Hamilton, for God's sake? The fact is, why are we, probably the majority of Americans, letting anyone dictate a phony narrative under the guise of an anniversary, unless it's about the anniversary of Ashley Babbitt's murder? Because that's more valuable than anything we listen to today. And it's easy to commemorate one day, right? One day. Good luck commemorating the riots after George Floyd, or the riots after Jacob Blake, or the riots after Trump was elected in 2016. You'd have to commemorate every single day. You would run out of damn candles if you commemorated that stuff. But this is easy. This is easy. It's one day. They're trying to turn it into Pearl Harbor. They're trying to turn it into 9/11. But you can't commemorate their crimes, because then you'll realize how little the media and the Democrats cared about your actual suffering during those riots. So they do this to place a target on the backs of their political enemies, the rubes. And they're doing it as a coordinated effort, and they want this thing to be permanent. Every year we're going to have to do that. I say no, F you.
You call political theater. Literally. This is your Hot Topic Buzz. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi playing a pre-recorded performance from the cast of Hamilton at the ceremony marking the 1 year since the Capitol riot last year. Many on social media calling this inappropriate and cringeworthy. James, what say you, sir?
Yeah, Capitol Riot, the musical. This absurd effort to present what was a disgraceful riot as an armed insurrection, which it was not, has led to this kind of moment where it's this attempt to put on a show. These obscene comparisons to Pearl Harbor or 9/11, I think we remember a year after those events, people weren't trying to set them to music. So this is really just, I think, expressing how seriously we should take the whole Pelosi effort, which is to use the events of a year ago to promote an agenda in a compelling way, and she came up with a musical number.
John, did anybody not tell her, be solemn? If you're, as James said, if you're going to have the Vice President of the United States comparing it to 9/11 and Pearl Harbor, where the United States was attacked and thousands of Americans died, and you've got people, a group of men lip syncing to a Broadway show tune in their houses, that the two don't like. I was watching it going, oh, well, that guy's got a nicer microwave than I do. It was just absurd.
Dagan, this particular episode was even more tone deaf than it looks on the surface, because the song they chose to play was from the musical Hamilton.
Right.
It was called Dear Theodosia. It's sung in the musical by Aaron Burr, who was the vice president who shot and killed Alexander Hamilton. And one of the lines in the song is, someday you're going to blow us all away. Like that's the line they keep coming back to. So I'm listening to this, and yeah, it was a great musical. Alexander Hamilton was a great figure. But really, like, that's how you're choosing to commemorate this?
John,
that was really tone deaf.
John Hilsenrath, you brought it this morning, because I did not know that. I didn't. I did not see the music. I did not know that, and that is epic.
Aaron Burr is singing to his little child, someday you're going to blow us all away.
and he shot and killed Alexander Hamilton.
He shot and killed Alexander Hamilton, and that's how we're going to remember January 6th. It's just kind of, tone deaf.
Something of note.
I was going to say I'm going to take off. I'm going to smoke a cigarette. Take a pee-pee break. All right.
Pee-pee.
Okay.
I got to go pee-pee. I really do. God damn it.
We'll go do that instead of telling us about
it.
All right, well, I'm just saying, like, why did Charlie leave? It's like, second I'm drunk, or I'm going to go do... All right, I'm just saying.
Go pee in the toilet and then siphon it back in, and
then
you get a buzz.
Look, and then I told Dr. Till I'd come on later, all right? I'd go on his show.
All right.
So I'm just saying.
Get all right,
no problem.
I feel bad.
Go pee and have fun. No, man, it was great. Thanks for, popping in and hanging in the seat there. Like I said,
thanks for letting us know.
Yeah.
But
all right, no, I love all of Oculus. Why would you love them?
We're barely.
We're the baddest bitches.
God damn, it's so
I
funny.
get it, Charlie. We're barely human.
I know.
We're like the virus. We ruin lives.
I know, you guys do all the time. God
It's
damn.
not
We
like
have more
we have any
benefits.
kind of use.
It's super contagious.
We take your breath away in a good way.
Indeed.
Nah, not really. Like, in the death way, yes. That would be amazing. Anyway, thanks guys for having me. Irate and I can't pronounce that goddamn name.
ASHERELLA.
All right, Ash and Becca and
Shigan.
Shigan. Anyway, the guys' names are very straightfortard.
Yeah, I know.
Like Becca is too hard.
Roasted opinions and
Becca's really difficult to pronounce.
That's ridiculous. No, but seriously, I love all of you. I'm gonna go on Dr. Till's show, I guess. He told me I probably
stop
should.
chilling on our show. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right.
What? I don't even show my own show. I fucking hate
right
my
now.
show.
You shill.
What the frick?
You Monsanto shill. I don't know why I brought that up, but yeah.
I don't even know why, because I don't. I mean, I do like. You know what? Never mind. God damn it.
It was cool having you as a guest. A nice meeting
Indeed.
you.
All right,
Nice meeting you too.
All right, we're gonna roll through this.
I'm out.
All right, man. Take care.
All right,
Bye.
I'm out. Thank you. All right, have me on
Indeed, dude.
anytime and
Absolutely.
whatever.
I'll hit you up.
All right,
Right?
I'm out.
All right, let me.
Well, let me go. All right, I'm out. Oh shit, I'm not out. Oh god.
hit the wrong button. Man, fuck that guy. No, I'm just kidding. Let's
No. Crack his black out. No, I'm just kidding. No,
All right, so
he's in
yeah,
school.
this is the deal with the listen to this smug bitch here, man, about the Tucker Carlson thing.
Something of note happened the past 2 nights on Fox, perhaps not that unusual considering what we just saw in Tom's report, but it began when Senator Ted Cruz described the events of January 6th from the site of the infamous day.
We are approaching a solemn anniversary this week, and it is an anniversary of a violent terrorist attack on the Capitol, where we saw the men and women of law enforcement demonstrate incredible courage, incredible bravery, risk their lives to defend the men and women who serve in this Capitol.
Straightforward, nothing crazy about that comment. Ted Cruz just saying what is. And yet no way was Fox's chief propagandist going to let it stand.
Of all the things that January 6th was, it was definitely not a violent terrorist attack. It wasn't an insurrection. Was it a riot? Sure. It was not a violent terrorist attack. Sorry. So why are you telling us that it was, Ted Cruz? And why are none of your Republican friends who are supposed to be representing us and all the people who've been arrested during this purge saying anything? What the hell's going on here?
Tucker Carlson mad that an elected official won't peddle the lies that he does. So last night, he had Cruz on, not so that Cruz could enlighten him to reality, but so that the two of them could go night swimming in Tucker's cesspool of BS, and Cruz could self-flagellate before millions.
You called this a terror attack when by no definition was it a terror attack. That's a lie. You told that lie on purpose, and I'm wondering why you did.
Well, Tucker, thank you for having me on. When you aired your episode last night, I sent you a text shortly thereafter and said, listen, I'd like to go on because the way I phrased things yesterday, it was sloppy and it was frankly dumb. And
I don't buy that.
result,
Whoa. I don't buy that. Look, I've known you a long time, since before you went to the Senate. You're a Supreme Court contender. You take words as seriously as any man who's ever served in the Senate. And every word, you repeated that phrase. I do not believe that you used that accidentally. I just don't.
So, Tucker, as a result of my sloppy phrasing, it's caused a lot of people to misunderstand what I meant.
Well, we will get to the
Because, you know,
problem
you
in a
say
moment, but
terrorist attack
first,
just real
Cruz's
naturally.
claim that his
What? Say that again.
I was saying because people use, you know, terrorist attack real casually.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen to this man. Listen to this bitch.
We will get to the groveling in a moment, but first, Cruz's claim that his words were spontaneous and sloppy. Actually, they were accurate, but perhaps more importantly here, consistent with what he said right after the attack. A year ago, as he was misreading the degree to which his party was committed to Trump, he said, quote, "The attack at the Capitol was a despicable act of terrorism and shocking assault on our democratic system. The Department of Justice should vigorously prosecute anyone who was involved in these brazen acts of violence." And yet last night, Cruz rushed to the misinformation mothership faster than he fled to Cancun during a deadly deep freeze in his state, to bend the knee before Tucker Carlson, even though the Fox host isn't a serious or even believable person. We know that. Cruz knows that. Carlson himself knows that, or at least the lawyers who represented him in court do. They defended him successfully, mind you, in a slander case in 2020. The judge, a Trump appointee, recapping their case, quote, "Fox persuasively argues that given Mr. Carlson's reputation, any reasonable viewer, quote, arrives with an appropriate amount of skepticism about the statement he makes." The Fox lawyers had again successfully argued that the, quote, "general tenor of the show should then inform a viewer that Carlson is not stating actual facts about the topics he discusses and is instead engaging in exaggeration and non-literal commentary." Official verdict. He's full of it. He's just one of right-wing cable's most elite, professionally aggrieved bullshit artists. The problem is that Carlson's viewers actually believe him. They're not in on the joke. They're not in on the joke that Tucker Carlson is in on, that he is a joke. Elsewhere on Fox Entertainment Television, they didn't like how Vice President Kamala Harris said that January 6th will be added to the list of dates in American history that will live in infamy.
Yeah, this bitch, man. She's like, what?
She was so fucking heated you could hear popcorn crackling inside of her skull.
You know, man,
Oh my
it
gosh.
was like, it was a lot of jealousy, man. This is what I get. You know,
it
'cause,
was.
I mean, they were getting their shit handed to them on a daily basis. I don't even.
Ever since Fox came out, ever since Fox News first came out, CNN has been attacking Fox News as biased right-wing propaganda. And if you compare the ratings, yeah, that's not been working out for CNN too well at all.
Nobody, makes a great point here. It says, fuck these people. What about the government attack on our economic system? I'm fucking done. I'm done. Fuck this shit. There's a lot of people mad as hell out there.
Yeah, there is, man. I don't blame anybody for being pissed.
I know.
But it's like, they're going to sit here and, one side calls January 6th a dangerous insurrection, and the other side's been like, yeah, okay, so you could call it a riot. Like, if you stretch what happened, you could call it a riot, but still only one person that was unarmed got shot, and she was a woman.
Yeah.
And there's, like, no coverage over that. I remember seeing that fucking footage on Twitter. Saw her get shot.
And then we found out the dude that shot her had fucking, like, just laid his gun around like it was, because he had to take his shit, put in a fucking toilet seat cover.
I think it was a paper towel roll thing.
No, it was for those things that you pull out and it covers the toilet seat with paper.
Oh,
right.
Seat cover. Okay.
Like the cover thing.
You ever seen those? You
butthole face masks. Yeah.
Yeah, they look. It looks like a piece of paper that's like in the shape of a toilet seat. You put it over the seat, and, and sit on it.
I was gonna say
it's one of those dispensers that he stuck the gun in. So I think we got a little less than a minute on here. Let's see.
Oh my!
They're trying to turn it into Pearl Harbor. They're trying to turn it into 9/11.
When I heard Kamala Harris first compare January 6th to 9/11 and Pearl Harbor, it's ridiculous. It's an abomination.
Absurd and ridiculous to compare January 6th to either of those days.
The most disgusting part of the day was what you referenced in your monologue, where the Vice President of the United States says January 6th was the equivalent to Pearl Harbor. What a goofball.
Because after all, these are hosts with deep knowledge of days that will live in infamy.
Okay, so I want to say something about that real quick.
Sure.
Oh no!
Okay.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Let's talk about the January 6th thing.
Okay. I have a neighbor who's like, I don't know, a friend. He's an older gentleman who's a Vietnam vet, and like he's got ALS and like has like some like significant health issues from like stuff he was exposed to when he was in the military. But okay, so he calls me in my office sometimes just because he gets bored, like to chat, and like I check his mail, and sometimes I like run to the store for him and that kind of thing. And he likes to get on to political rants, and he was talking about Kamala, comparing, January 6th to Pearl Harbor, and he's like, I think he's like, that dumbass bitch, that's the most dumbass shit I have ever heard, like just going off like hardcore, like so like offended, and as like a vet, like, and I mean he was a Vietnam vet, but like just like. Who let her say that? You know what I mean? Like, she's got speechwriters and shit like that. Like, you gotta like hope that most of the things that she says publicly are looked at by somebody before she fucking says them. And it's like, and it's just like obviously ridiculous. And then when I hear it from somebody who has like like real like physical and like like, I mean, he sacrificed a lot for our country, and then you got this dumb bitch saying shit like that, and he's like so mad about it. It like makes me even madder about like her like saying that shit, and it's just like, what the fuck? Like, who let her fucking say that? Like, how did they think that wasn't gonna stir the pot?
Right.
Dumb. Like, it's so. Ugh.
They're othering. That's what they're doing. They're othering. People that don't politically agree with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Victor Davis Hanson was spot on earlier, when he was talking about that. Right, let's see, because...
Oh my god. We're devolving as a society.
Okay, that's kind of funny though.
I think we needed to laugh after all that shit, right?
I think that husky was like the smartest thing on the screen.
Yes, I agree.
All right, so what we're going to do now is our usual Friday night thing, and we're going to say goodbye to YouTube, because YouTube's so easy to say goodbye to. One of these days, it'll be forever.
Bye, YouTube.
Yeah.
Bye.
Well, I think, all right, so sorry. So I put the link in to the Twitch channel. Everybody hop over to Twitch or Odyssey if you want to. D Live. We're on those. We're going to keep rolling. I don't know, man. I got an idea about something because we really rode hard on this negative shit. But before we do that, I want to talk to my people here and see, for ASHERELLA, what do you got coming up?
New videos coming out on my channel all the time, like 1, sometimes 2, sometimes 3 a week. You just never know. It depends on how motivated I'm feeling. But yeah, so videos on original ASHERELLA, and then of course Friday night Creem Streem, and Sundays Kino and commentary on Twitch on Bubonic For You's channel, and that is me and Mish Tigon and Bubonic For You and Object of Hate watching a movie and giving all our thoughts and feels on it as we go, and it's a really good time, and that's on Twitch, and that's at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this week we are watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, cool.
The movie.
The original, yeah. That's cool.
That's it. And also Odyssey. My channel's on Odyssey also. Please, if you're on Odyssey, go give me a follow or send views over there. I could really use them.
Yeah. So we, all right. Sorry. Becca, go.
I'm supposed to do a Fairly Just Becca tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on my channel.
So what's the percentage of probability that that's going to
Oh
happen?
my gosh.
Wow. I'm fucking with you, man.
Okay, I have high hopes, so we'll do 85% this week. We'll see if it happens.
Sweet. Cool. When I hold you to it.
You mean Feral Just Becca?
Feral.
Feral Just Becca. She's feral. Meow. 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 All right, Shagan, what do you got coming? Going.
I really want to push your stream on Twitch a lot because it needs some more love and people really need to be on Twitch because that's where the cool people are. So,
right.
Indeed.
Yeah, and like what I do, I will actually watch both because you're gonna get different commentary on each one. So you're missing out if you're not on Twitch and watching Irate, okay? You're missing out on stuff. So just saying. And what Ash said about the show, and we're really excited on Sunday to do another movie. And I have a really special one that I really like planned at the end of the month. Or actually, I don't know, like a couple weeks from, right, Ash?
I think, okay, I'm this week, and then I think it's moved in you, so... Like,
yeah,
not
Ash,
this
and
Sunday,
then
but 2 Sundays from now.
Ash, and then Object picks one, and then I pick one the next week, and it'll be great. So yeah, check on Kino and commentary, and yeah,
I'm putting the link in the chat right now.
That's right.
Oh, and on Thursdays we do informative massacre porn, and I have been missing out a bit, but I am really gonna go to the next one. I promise. It's just baby, you know. So check us out on Bubonic For You's channel on YouTube and Twitch.
Good deal. Roasted, what you got coming, buddy?
Another Roasted Opinion coming out on Saturday. Should be out about noon.
Killer. It's so good to have you back, man. You're back in rhythm now. You're back in black, brother. It's good to have you there. Yep.
Now I got AC/DC in my head.
That's right. Well, you should be. Trippy?
I don't know. Sorry, back in black. I got 2 streams tomorrow. I started doing 2 streams on Saturdays at rate. I'm doing the Twitch stream where we're gonna watch Dude Where's My Car, and that'll be at 8 p.m. EST, and then right after at 10 p.m. we'll do a YouTube stream and we'll just surf the net. We will surf the net and see what we fuck.
Dude, sweet. Dude,
right?
Sweet. Yes.
Exactly right.
All right, so all right, so I need to chill something tomorrow night at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central, and 6:30 Pacific. I'm going to be talking once again with Aunt Kathy because I just love it.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Yay, Aunt Kathy. And I'll put out some more information about that. But what we're going to do right now, people, is because it's over the top of the hour. Let's go ahead and we're gonna disumbilicate and separate from YouTube, and we're going to stay in the mothership and watch the LEM fall out of orbit.
So we can do the F words and the N words and the other F word.
I'm gonna say so much of the garbage I couldn't say before.
That's right. And Shagun, you're awesome when you're drunk. So never apologize.
What?
You're awesome when you're drunk.
Like, who said?
All right, we're in the stream. Bye, y'all.
Later.